had this secret. There's a darkness inside of me. We share a certain history.
Let me jump in here asking, the Stab movies are this sort of fun part of the Scream series. And we know that folks like Luke Wilson, David Schwimmer, Tori Spelling starred in them. So if we ever saw the Stab version of your character, who would you want to see play her?
Oh my God, that's such a good question. Camila Mendes or Camila Cabello? I don't know. A Latina. It has to be a Latina.
I've gone out against Kiersey Clemons for many roles she's beat me for. So it would only make sense that she would play a better version of me in a movie I'm in.
I could see that. That would be... What? Play you in a movie?
That she's better than me? She is really good.
I don't think you can improve...
We can't compare, because we're very different.
You can improve upon perfection, Jasmine. So let's not imply that.
Kiersey, I'm a big fan.
I just recently got mistaken for Lucien, the guy from Emily in Paris, that actor.
Oh, really?
Brilliant. Yeah, literally at a party. It was very embarrassing.
He could never.
Aw,
I
that's
don't even
sweet.
know who that is.
He's great. He's great.
No, he's
But
amazing.
it was a really blatant misconception, and I would love to see him then play Chad in Stab installment, so I could be like, oh, at least it's appropriate now, because it wasn't before.
I don't know why Billy Crudup comes to mind, but you'd have to wear a slightly grayer wig to play me playing Bailey in the movie within the movie within the movie.
Guys?
Sam has, certain echoes of Sydney, but now we're really seeing, as she's trying to move forward after what happened in the last film, the way she's treated is quite different. The way she's acting is different. So can you talk about that in sort of Sam's state of mind as this film begins?
These movies are always very self-aware, and they draw from whatever's going on in the real world and put it expertly into fiction. And I think what the writers did really well in this movie is that they incorporated the reactions to Sam into this world inside the movie. And so you have a lot of people that are loving her and idolizing her because they think she's Ghostface, and then you have a lot of people that hate her and are throwing soft drinks at her on the street, and it's very polarizing. And I feel like it's very much what happened after the last movie, which is great. I think that she's not like a tepid character, that people have strong opinions about her, and the fact that there's so much darkness in her makes her such an interesting character to play. I love playing someone that's volatile and that can snap at any moment, that you don't fully trust.
We love the idea of a character who has sort of embraced a part of herself that she's maybe been afraid to recognize. And once that's happened, the idea that where do you go from there when you know this thing is inside of you? And we love that Sam and Tara both sort of are dealing with things in very opposite ways. That Sam is seeing a therapist, but she's not really talking about herself, and Tara is not interested in dealing with anything. She'd rather just sort of forget about that. So they're weirdly there's avoidance on both of their parts, and they ultimately need to kind of recognize how challenging the situation they're in together in order to overcome it. We just thought that was such a beautiful arc for those two characters, and ultimately, oh man, I almost walked into spoiler territory there. Cut him off.
Ultimately, ...
Yeah.
What is this place? A shrine.
I went to the Scream Experience in Santa Monica, so I got to see a bit of it. But what was it like to be on the set with that entire shrine that they had and all those props from the entire series?
I was amazed at that set. We did rehearse there one day to choreograph some of it. So it's a central location that plays in a theater, but it's a collection of all the artifacts, let's say, from previous Scream films. And then, as you know, the Stab franchise within the Scream film. So it was kind of eye-opening. I don't even know half of the stuff, or couldn't identify it until I was told, but the display, the collection, the depth of the thought that went into what parts of 5 other movies.
It was creepy.
Yeah.
Were you not creeped out in
It
there?
it was creepy considering it was in a working theater, like it was one that was in order, but they dressed it to look like this
Oh
museum
my
that
god,
had
set deck on this film is incredible.
incredible, and the dust, remember,
Yeah,
would
well,
be, yeah.
And then that segues into the subway platform that was built on a stage.
Yeah.
We didn't shoot that in an actual subway. They
No.
built that. Oh my god, incredible.
Incredible. And that just speaks to the fact that the museum itself was meant to look like it was set up by fans, so that like when you appreciate it as a fan watching the movie, you'll be able to like pick Easter eggs out that we don't even touch on in the movie. It's great. It's such a well-designed piece of work.